Picture this. Tomorrow morning, you wake up like any other day. You grab your phone, you make your coffee, and then every news app, every TV channel, every social media feed explodes at the exact same moment. World leaders to hold simultaneous emergency press conference. Nobody knows why. The stock market halts trading. Flights are grounded. The internet goes completely insane with speculation. And then, a few hours later, a scientist steps in front of a camera. His hands are shaking. His voice is barely steady. And he says the sentence that will split human history into two halves. Everything before and everything after. We have found proof that we are not alone in the universe. Silence. The whole world just stops. Everything that for thousands of years lived only in movies and comic books and late-night conspiracy forums is real. But here's the thing. The real question isn't whether aliens exist. The question that should actually terrify you is, what happens to us, to humanity, the moment we find out they're real? Does the world come together? Does religion collapse overnight? Does the economy completely fall apart? Or is this actually the beginning of something we've never seen before? Today we're going on an imagination journey that might one day become our reality. Because when that day comes, nothing, absolutely nothing about human life will ever be the same. Human history is full of massive moments. Fire, the wheel, the moon landing, the internet. But all of it, every single breakthrough, might look pretty small next to just 3 words. We're not alone. Imagine billions of people staring at their screens. Kids, grandparents, presidents, billionaires, farmers, fishermen, all hearing the exact same thing. For the very first time in history, humanity learns there is another intelligent civilization somewhere out there beyond Earth. Within minutes, social media detonates. Every trending topic on the planet is about one thing. Videos flood in. Theories explode. Arguments ignite.
Picture this.
Some people believe it immediately. Some people flat out refuse to. Some are terrified. Some are absolutely electric with excitement. But one thing is certain. Nobody can look away. Because the biggest question in all of human history just got answered. And that answer changes everything. Wait, before we go any further, there's something you need to know. May 8th, 2026, just a few weeks ago, the United States government did something that has never happened in modern history. The Trump administration released a collection of never-before-seen files on what they're calling unidentified anomalous phenomena, or what most of us just call UFOs. Not a leak. Not some whistleblower hiding in a parking garage. The Department of Defense officially launched a system called Pursue, the Presidential Unsealing and Reporting System for UAP encounters, and dropped these files on a government website that anyone, anywhere in the world, can access right now. No security clearance, no passwords, no strings attached. Free, open, public. You could pull it up on your phone in the next 30 seconds. So what's actually in there? The files include photographs from the Apollo missions, NASA transcripts of astronauts talking about UFOs near the moon, eyewitness reports of cigar-shaped objects at classified government facilities, and law enforcement accounts of orbs launching other orbs. Read that again. NASA astronauts talking about mysterious objects near the moon. And that's just what they're allowing us to see. The archive contains infrared sensor footage of objects making sharp 90-degree turns at impossible speeds. reconstructions of metallic elliptical objects between 40 and 60 meters long that appear from a light source and instantly vanish, and testimony from Apollo 12 and Apollo 17 astronauts describing particles of light that escape the moon and haul off into the stars. Think about that for a second. These are people who literally walked on the moon, and they saw something up there that they could not explain. One photograph from the Apollo 17 mission shows an unidentified object in the lower right corner of the lunar sky. The Pentagon released it with a caption that reads, "There is no consensus on the nature of the anomaly, but preliminary analysis suggests the image captured a real physical object." The Pentagon wrote those words, "no consensus," which means they don't know what it is. 162 files total, from the FBI, the Department of Defense, NASA, and the State Department. Eyewitness testimony, photographs, incident reports, spanning decades from every corner of the globe. And the most unsettling part? Government officials describe this as only the beginning of a rolling disclosure process, with more materials being released as they're reviewed and declassified. This isn't the end of the story. This is page 1. So the real question becomes, what are they not showing us yet? If this first batch alone is enough to shake the world, what's still behind the doors they haven't opened? This is exactly why what we're talking about today is no longer just science fiction. This is a question all of humanity needs to start thinking about, right now. Human beings face something they've never faced before. The first instinct isn't curiosity. It's fear. Psychologists call it ontological shock, a total collapse in the way you understand reality. For thousands of years, humans built their entire worldview around one assumption. We are the only intelligent civilization we know. And then, suddenly, that assumption is gone. People start asking the questions they've been afraid to ask. Are they smarter than us? By how much?
The cosmos awakens within.
Are they stronger?
Behold, the
Are they
power
coming
of
in
the
peace?
ancients. Warriors
Or
of
do
the
they look at
mind.
us the way
The
we look at
time has
ants?
come. It's crashing, we're
Stock
finished.
markets go into free fall. Investors dump everything. Gold prices skyrocket. Every news channel on the planet runs wall-to-wall coverage, 24 hours a day. Families clear out grocery store shelves. Some people start building bunkers. Others just drop to their knees and pray. And in the middle of all that chaos, one question haunts 7 billion people at the same time. Are we safe? But here's the thing. The biggest threat might not be the aliens themselves. It might be what happens inside our own heads. Because for all of human history, we've been the main character. We built civilization. We created language. We invented technology. We sent probes to the edge of the solar system. We considered ourselves the peak of intelligence in the universe. And then, suddenly, there's someone else. Maybe millions of years more advanced. Maybe thousands of times more intelligent. For the first time ever, humanity is forced to look in the mirror and ask a question we have never seriously had to answer. Who are we, really? Are we still special? Or are we just one tiny species clinging to a small rock, lost in an unimaginably massive cosmos? Those questions will cut deeper than any physical threat ever could. All across the world, houses of worship fill up overnight. Some people come looking for answers. Some come just looking for calm. A lot of people assumed religion would collapse the moment aliens were confirmed real. But the truth is probably way more complicated than that. Some people would lose their faith immediately. Others would actually find it stronger than ever. Because for them, alien life isn't proof that God doesn't exist. It's proof that whatever God created is so much bigger and more magnificent than anyone ever imagined. And on the other side, new belief systems start emerging. Some people would treat the aliens as saviors, others as threats. Some, and this is the part that genuinely unsettles me, might start worshiping them. History has shown us over and over again, every major disruption to human civilization gives birth to new belief systems. And discovering we're not alone would be the most disruptive thing to ever happen to our species. Here's the wildly ironic twist in all of this. Aliens might actually be the one thing that finally brings us together. For thousands of years, we've been divided by everything. Countries, languages, religions, cultures, politics. But the moment there's something outside of Earth, all of those differences suddenly feel incredibly small. You're not American anymore. You're not Indonesian, Chinese, Russian, or Brazilian. You are human, a citizen of planet Earth. For the first time, possibly the only time in history, every single person alive shares the exact same identity. And maybe, just maybe, that's the beginning of something humanity has never been able to build before. A truly global civilization. Now imagine something even bigger. What if the aliens aren't just real? What if they are way more advanced than us? Like thousands of years more advanced? Maybe they've figured out essentially unlimited energy. Maybe they've cured every disease. Maybe they live for hundreds of years. Maybe they've been exploring the galaxy for longer than humanity has existed. If even a fraction of that knowledge gets shared with us, the world transforms almost overnight. Diseases that kill millions today, gone. The energy crisis, over. Hunger, finally something we can actually solve. Travel to other planets, not science fiction anymore. But every massive gift comes with massive risk, because the most powerful technology in history is also the most dangerous weapon in history. And the human track record on handling power wisely, well, it's complicated. Okay, now we have to go there. The scenario everyone's been quietly dreading. What if they didn't come in peace?
Warriors of the Hive, the time has come. Our enemies gather at the gates. We will strike first and claim victory. Prepare for the invasion.
Their goals and our goals aren't even close to compatible. Think about the technological gap between modern humans and Stone Age humans. Now multiply that gap by 1,000. That's potentially the difference between us and an interstellar civilization. If they wanted to cause harm, we might not have any real way to fight back. But here's an interesting counter-argument that gives me just a little hope. A lot of scientists actually believe that any civilization advanced enough to travel between stars has probably already survived its own destructive phase. Because civilizations that keep fighting each other tend to wipe themselves out before they ever make it to the stars. Maybe, just maybe, the most advanced civilizations are the ones that figured out how to live in peace. Or maybe not. Nobody actually knows. And that uncertainty, that's what makes this the most terrifying and fascinating question in all of existence. When you strip everything else away, the biggest impact of discovering alien life probably isn't the technology. It's not the economy. It's not the politics. It's the complete transformation of how we see ourselves. For the first time, humanity would have to accept something deep and uncomfortable. We are not the center of the universe. But that doesn't mean we don't matter. Actually, it might mean the opposite. It means we are part of something so much larger than we ever allowed ourselves to believe. Something that for thousands of years we could only glimpse when we stared up at the night sky and wondered. And maybe, when that day finally comes, we'll realize that all the things dividing us, all the things we've been fighting about since the beginning of human civilization, are almost laughably small compared to the scale of what's actually out there. Tonight, when you step outside and look up at the stars, stop for a second. Really look, and hold on to this thought. Among billions of galaxies, trillions of stars, and a number of planets so enormous the human brain genuinely cannot process it, is it actually possible that we're completely alone? Or maybe, right now, at this exact moment, someone on another world is looking up at their sky and asking the exact same question about us. If humanity actually confirmed alien life tomorrow, what do you think happens first? Does the world unite? Or does it tear itself apart? Drop your theory in the comments. I seriously want to know what you think. And if you're into videos that dig into the biggest mysteries the universe has to offer, hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Because on this channel, we don't just look for answers. We ask the questions most people are too afraid to ask. See you on the next one. And remember, sometimes the most terrifying question isn't what's out there. It's, are they watching us right now?
The universe is filled with questions. Until next time, keep searching for the last answer.